right at like tit level for me. Like it's so big. And I'm 5'6" for reference.
Did you just say tit level?
I did.
It's a unit of measure. Tit level.
Tit level.
I'm going to giggle at that for the rest of the fucking day. Thank you, Samantha.
You're welcome.
We want to have a job sometimes or not.
He didn't say blowjob.
Listen, I'll take what I can fucking get at this point.
Job's a job, man.
$20 is $20, motherfucker. So, are you going to survive over there?
I'm good.
That's what you get for smoking that fucking skunk weed, girlfriend. Stop fucking with that cheap shit.
Remember, I'm the fucking guy that still has a job at.
True that.
Well, that explains his fucking attitude then. City of brotherly fucking love my ass.
Hookers and blow and all, whatever. I didn't do that. The hooker part I did. That was fucking.
Bullshit.
That was fun.
Come on in and lay down on my couch and tell Jake what you... I'm Jake Jacobs, and you're listening to What the Fuck? Welcome to Sunday Therapy with Samantha, Don, and Jake. Don, have you ever seen the show Supernatural? Do you know what we're speaking of?
I do not think so.
It's a fictional show, and it's these two brothers, and they hunt demons and ghosts, and it's their family legacy.
Spookies of the night.
The show is written with a lot of sarcasm, with a lot of humor, and some really cool fucking rock music, classic rock.
The entire playlist for all, 16, 17
I'm writing it down.
seasons is so good. Like their main theme song is Kansas.
Yeah, Carry On Wayward Son.
Oh, shit.
And that's where I'm going with this. This is a what the fuck. Anyone who has watched this show knows that the season finale, you're going to hear Carry On Wayward Son by Kansas, right? Unless you're currently watching it on Netflix right now, because whoever the stupid motherfucker was that did the licensing for the music for the show when it first aired, it didn't carry over to streaming. So none of that fucking music is in the episodes now as it streams.
Oh, no.
Like, that was a thing. The season finale, you're going to hear, and not just a snippet of it, the whole fucking song.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching it early on. It was like an early season. It was like season 2. I'd never seen it before. And I'm watching this, and you see this badass car he calls Baby. It's a black Chevelle, or I don't know what kind of car it is. And the first thing you hear is Back in Black by AC/DC. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But if you watch it now, and if you've never seen it before, you wouldn't know that because the music licensing is gone.
Yeah.
Music is my spirituality. So I decided it would be a great fucking idea to fuck with that and go to audio engineering school, where you learn how to record a band and you learn how to produce a song or an album. And going into that blindly, well, not blindly, I mean, I kind of had an idea, but when you're the producer, when you're making that piece of music, you hear that song so many times played back that by the time you're done with it, you literally just have to divorce yourself from it. Like, if I never hear that fucking song again, it will be too soon. So in the old days, when we listened to those good records, right, a lot of those were done as a performance. They didn't have the capability to multi-track like we do today. So pretty much they recorded as a band. It was a vibe. It was a feeling. And that's what you're hearing. These days, you record the drums first, or you record the bass first, right? And it's layered. Like, it's rare that the whole band is ever in there all at the same time to make the record, right? And then when you start going through and editing it and tuning the vocal, and it's a process that by the time you're done with it, I don't want to hear that fucking song again for as long as I live.
You can move and manipulate things and timing, tempo, a certain amount of vocal tuning in the mix.
Yeah.
When somebody doesn't quite reach, when they reach an H instead of a G.
By the time it's ready for the vocal, that singer will go into the studio, they'll put their headphones on, they'll get warmed up, do whatever they got to do. They'll sing the song once, they'll sing it twice, they'll sing it a third time. After that third time, unless they fucked something up in any part of those songs where they
all three of those together.
So then they'll tell the singer, okay, you're good. You can go home. We're done. Mm-hmm. Then the engineer, me, will go through each of those 3 takes.
And take the best.
And because everything is done on a grid, we can cut and paste and get one perfect take out of those 3 takes. So the singer can be like, oh, I can do it again. Just give me one more take. They're like, no, in Nashville, time is money. 3 takes, you're out.
Yep. And unless you fuck up the same exact spot in the song 3 times, but normally most people don't do that.
All right, so I've got a crazy what the fuck for this week.
Nice.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so last week when I came in to record with you gentlemen, it was...
Hey, wait, what's up with the name calling?
This hurts my feelings.
You're ridiculous. I came into the recording session with something that at the time I did not know was going to be a what the fuck moment. The night before, I'd gone to bed, which I have cameras up all over my house, like for security and stuff like that. There's one in my office, one in my bedroom, one in my living room, kitchen, and on my doorbell. The last time that my cameras triggered that night before was at 11:56 when I walked out of the bathroom to go into my room to go to bed for the night, and did not trigger again until 7 o'clock that morning when I got up, and I checked the cameras that night and saw that what was there was not there at the time. I had woken up, in the way that my house is built, there's my bedroom and the office I go into is a Jack and Jill bedroom kind of situation. I just made one of them an office. So where the doors meet on the Jack and Jill, there's like a little area before you get into the hallway. There was a white trash bag full of clothes that was ripped open, sitting directly in my path of being able to walk anywhere. And initially, I had thought, oh, my daughter must have found this bag of clothes, stuck it here, and just was like gonna say something about it in the morning when we both woke up. Didn't think anything of it. Moved it off to the side, whatever. I go talk to her after she wakes up, and I'm like, hey, did you find a bag of my clothes or something? Like, I hadn't looked in the bag to see what was in the bag yet. I knew it was clothes, but I didn't know what clothes it was. And she's like, no, what are you talking about? And I'm like, what do you mean, what are you talking about? Where they were located, I would have had to have tripped over them to get past them. Like, it wasn't off to the side. Like, it was in the direct path of me leaving my room in any direction. I may be an ADHD clutter monster, but I know what I have and where things are.
Yeah.
So that I finally grab the bag and open it up and start looking through it, and I'm like, these are not my clothes. And I know they're not hers, but most of them are like workout clothes. And I'm like, this is weird. And then I start looking and pull out one shirt from some company called like Simply Comfort, and it has Virginia on it. And I'm like, okay, that's super fucking weird. And then I pull out another shirt and it says Topsail Island on it. And I'm like, I know I've never bought this from like a tourist trap. Like, this is
Topsail Island?
Yeah, which is right by me.
Okay.
There's no hole in my ceiling, nothing, because there is an attic. And I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? I go to check my cameras. I see nothing on my cameras. Bag was not there when I walked into my room that night, but it was there when I woke up and walked into the office to get set up for recording. Come to find out, my neighbor, I called her later that day after we had the realization that this didn't belong to either one of us and neither one of us put it there. And I said, hey girl, can you check your camera on the front of your house on your Ring doorbell to see if there was any movement in our front yards, just out of curiosity? And she was like, yeah, sure. Is everything okay? Are you guys okay? What's going on? And I was like, I'll tell you in a second. Just nothing bad. Like, we're okay. We're fine. She checked. She goes, no, I don't see any movement. There's nothing here. And I said, okay, have you all, or the neighbors that have lived here before me, ever had any weird paranormal activity going on over here? And she was like, oh yeah, girl, all the time. And I was like,
what the fuck?
That's fucking awesome, man.
Why wouldn't you warn me? And she was like, because it hasn't happened in a while, so I hadn't thought about it. She's like, my husband and I, like, will hear a man and a woman talking all the time in our front room, and people that have lived there before you've said that they've heard and seen stuff too. And I was like, great. So, cool. I was like, so what? She's like, what is going on? I was like, okay. And then I just explained to her the whole situation. She was like, we think it's the old couple that used to live there because they lived there for like 50 years. They were in their 90s when they passed away in their sleep and everything like that. So like, we think it's just them because it's never been anything malicious. It's not like they're fighting. It's just them having a conversation. It's never been anything malicious that anybody's experienced. It's always just been
either they don't really want to scare you or they don't know how this whole haunting thing works. They just leave a bag of clothes.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. So, because a couple months ago, we'd had like a thing where like my daughter came into my room and was like, Mom, it feels like somebody just like pushed my hair back. And then like right after that, I heard the sound of a large heavy box hit the ground in the house, but there was no large heavy box that hit the ground.
Oh, no.
And so we saged the house at the time. So then this happened again. And I'm like, okay, based on what she said and what we've experienced, only conclusion I can come to is that because my life has changed, new year, new me, new job, new everything, these ghosts are looking at me as like a granddaughter figure and are like, girl, we see you doing things. Here's some workout clothes. We want the best for you, girl. Get out there, work that booty. I got motivational ghosts now. So
paranormal advice.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Is the fucking bag of clothes still there?
I took all the clothes out and I washed them all.
And so they fit you?
Most of them do fit me, yeah.
Because here's a question I've always, and I'm a big fan of paranormal activity. I believe in that stuff. And
this is my first time experiencing it. This is crazy.
yeah, I've got some experiences in my life that are unfucking explainable. it's always been ghosts have been associated with this white sheet, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, why don't they just leave you a bag of white sheets with the eyes cut out so you can spread around,
Well, in a white bag.
That would really be stone cold tripping.
Yeah.
My dad goes, did you maybe get it from somewhere? I was like, Dad, I would have tripped cameras moving around the house.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, even if somebody were living in my attic, they would have tripped cameras because the way that my office camera is facing, it is directly into the little hallway where the access point is for the attic. So if somebody were beep booping in and out of my attic, it would have triggered a camera. So I'm like, no. He's like, well, what about like the woman who helped you like find the house and rent the house? Like, could she have possibly like had a key and gotten it? I said, no, she was not my realtor. She was just a nice woman who happened to like hear the plight of a single parent looking for a house frantically and helped me out. She wasn't like my realtor per se. And I was like, and no, I was again, she would have tripped at least 3 different cameras getting to the point of where this bag was.
Though all those cameras also record audio?
Yes.
See, the audio engineer in me would pull up that footage and listen to see if I could hear shit. Supposedly,
like
they leave
EMF
footprints
and
behind
stuff
on
like that.
on digital audio that are easy to spot.
I know. And
So, Melissa and I bought this house in St. Augustine. It's like fucking Fort Knox here. We've got cameras. I mean, a full-on Mac-datified camera system. I didn't put the shit in because I ain't that afraid of anybody. But whoever the owners of the house prior to us, apparently they were. So I've got 9 cameras. Dang. And these are fucking night vision, the whole gig. I mean, I've got a big giant monitor with 8 cameras on there, and then I have a 9th camera that goes around to all my Echo Dots, my Alexa, so I've got the screens on all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Remind me to never try to break into your fucking house, Don.
Never. Don't do that. And then we have,
no surprise parties for Don.
No, there'll be no surprises for me. But the thing is, I don't look at the video. I mean, I see it on there live. There's a DVR that records all this shit. I don't know how to use any of it. But I will walk around the house, with my garbage hanging out. I don't give a fuck. It's my house. And I'm wondering if the people that owned it before have it going into their phone. And so every night they see them.
They're like, oh, Don's got his schlong out.
There's a YouTube channel right now called
The Don.
The Don, live and in your face.
And it's probably viral right now.
I hope it is. Are you drinking Death Water?
I am drinking Liquid Death, specifically
Liquid Death.
Dead Billionaire, which came out right after the Titan submersible explosion.
Nice. I like that. That's good because there's a certain amount of stupidity that needs to be punishable by death and publicly displayed.
Yeah.
Liquid Death
that was one of them.
Chill, and it's fantastic.
I mean, that was definitely one of them.
That was insane.
The one thing money does not exempt your ass from is
stupidity.
Getting crushed by the ocean. So they the saga continues in a largely what the fuck
really?
way, and I love. Oh,
we got to hear this.
Man, it's so good. We talked a few weeks ago about some acquisitions were made, some at the corporate level. Some people bought some shit, some people sold some shit.
Some people got fired.
People got fired. Some people got fucking hired. Anyway, this guy fired another manager. One of the nicest fucking guys you ever want to meet. He run a lot of business up and down the coast and was losing a lot of business, but it wasn't his fault. This guy's just a genuine article. He's a sweetheart of a guy. As it turned out that, we were losing that business because of pricing and lack of leadership from the top. This was pre-Don.
And you were hired to provide
Yeah. I mean, I was number 2 guy in the company. So I started getting calls Friday from one of the sales directors.
This past Friday, like 2 days ago.
Friday, fucking 2 days ago. They fired this guy. He calls me, and it's like all the other folks that were the clients out there that this one manager had built up all these relationships with, some of which he has known since high school. They're all pulling the fucking plug on this company and going to him. And so, and then it just got fucking weirder from there, man. I get a phone call from one of the former company presidents. He calls me up, hey, dude, what's going on? I was like, I've never met this guy in my life. So I got all these people calling me, but I wasn't a good fit for the company. But in 3 months' time, I garnished enough respect to have all these fucking people calling me going, yeah, we're out of here. This is dumb. This guy's going to tank this fucking company. And just because he thinks he's Mr. Cool Guy, you just don't treat people like shit and then expect karma not to come fucking kick your ass.
On the episode where we were, you got your 90-day review, Samantha said it's hard to save a ship that's actively sinking. And at that point, Don responded with, it is actively sinking. So now, is it still sinking or is it partially submerged?
Oh, goddamn, dude. I'm pretty sure the people that were working so hard to bail the water out of it are now reaching out and bailing it into the hull to sink this bitch faster.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. It's turned around. It's like, listen, man, you can't just go firing fucking people.
So let me ask you this: when you were hired on, initially. Prior to you being hired on initially, was there another wave of firings that precipitated you being hired? So does he do this like every 90 days or something?
No. This is not something that takes place there. I mean, people come and go in companies.
Yeah.
But no, I was hired on because CEOs have a lot on their plate. In this case, he was doing the COO job. He was doing all the shit. He's an accountant. He's got a good track record of making money. Well, he's in over his fucking head because he doesn't know what he's doing here. Thinks he does. And that's the problem. Thinks he knows what he's doing. He fucking doesn't. And he treats people like commodities. And we're not commodities. And some of us are smarter than the average bear. And he doesn't realize that he had surrounded himself by a really sharp team. They just didn't operate like him. So they won't. Yeah. The motherfucker's going to learn. I assure you. And I hope he listens to this shit.
When that company potentially has to liquidate, yeah, I'm sure he will.
I don't think it's going to put the whole company out of business. I certainly don't wish for that. I don't give a shit about this guy. He can go fuck himself. He's going to be fine. He's got plenty of money, I assure you. The picture I get painted, I don't know the guy. He's a Duke grad. He ran his family business for a long time. He probably grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. I don't know the answer to that. Really don't care. That's just the picture I get painted. He's definitely narcissistic prick, and he's a micromanager. He does everything's got to be done his way. But anyway, it's kind of funny. My phone started ringing off the hook, and I was just kind of giggling. I was like, "Wow!" I was in this company 3 months. They're running a bad business, and it's about to come back and bite them in the ass. And they don't see it coming.
I mean, it's probably already starting to, and they're just not paying attention.
It's going to. I assure you, and it's going to start happening real fast in the next 30 days. I can't wait to report on that. In any case, when you run a business like this too, you got to really give a shit about the people working there.
Yeah.
So what this guy's done is just amazing to me. Just unprofessional. Thinks he has it on lockdown, and the fucking customers don't like him. So he has no idea. So that was a pretty interesting what the fuck for this week. But it made me giggle a lot, Samantha.
I bet. Be like, vindication.
Yeah, kind of.